Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I really want to talk all about like transitioning from 1 child to 2 children to 3 children and how I experienced that and what it's like kind of transitioning from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3 and what the differences are. Hang on, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
You sneaky snake. This is Alfie, this is my eldest.
Hi.
He's 9, and this is Harry, who you've all seen before. And he is currently 4 months old. Look how chunky boy. You chunky? The star of the party.
Not exactly.
Hello. And Holly's asleep downstairs, having a danger nap as usual.
Danger.
What is it like being the eldest child?
It's just, I don't know really. It's annoying.
Why is it annoying?
Because Holly always gets in the way when we're trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
And it just goes on and on and it's just annoying.
Annoying.
Yeah, extremely annoying.
And she goes, eh! Every time you go near her. Every time you touch her or look at her in the face.
To be Holly.
You're my little sidekick, aren't you, darling? Love you.
Gonna steal some stuff. Wait, what?
What? So now that they've gone, I can finally get on with the video. I wanted to talk about today like how to transition from 1 child to 2 and then 2 to 3. When I was pregnant with Holly, I was so nervous because I think it'd been so many years. It'd been 6 whole years since I had a baby, so I was kind of doing everything all over again. And I always like looked online like what it's like transitioning from 1 to 2 and is it hard and how to get your other child to deal with it. But I think eventually you just kind of learn on your own, and there really isn't much online that I found. So I thought I'd make this video in the hope that it will help someone else if you're pregnant with your 2nd or your 3rd. So yeah, with Alfie, I was very young, so I just kind of had my family around to help me a lot, so that was fine. You know, I didn't really have to do anything on my own. I always had my mum, my stepdad and my dad. So when I was pregnant with Holly, I was really worried about how Alfie would react, and that was my main concern. It wasn't so much about having another baby because I'd kind of already done it, so apart from I had a lot of help from family because I was so young, but I was kind of worried about how Alfie would react to it and if he'd deal well with the transition like I would be, like I'd have to. So what I used to do is kind of read a lot of stories to him about having a new baby, get him to feel my tummy when she kicked and things like that. When Holly arrived, I did find it very difficult. I feel like I underestimated how much you know, I thought it would be absolutely fine because I've done it before, but it's definitely different when you've already got a kid to look after when you have another one. So that was like, you know, that I found that really hard. I never really wanted to go out the house either. I found it really difficult to take Alfie to school with Holly on my own for a while. I found it really daunting, and for some reason because I think it was my first time breastfeeding as well, I was so panicky, like she was going to wake up on the school run and I'd have to keep flopping my tit out. But luckily that didn't happen, and after a while I did get, you know, I really did get the hang of it. But my experience of having 3 children is the 1 to 2 transition is definitely the hardest, and I found it extremely difficult. I don't know if it's because of the age gap, because obviously the 6 years between Alfie and Holly and then kind of 3 years between Holly and Harry, or 2 and a bit. But I definitely found it much harder. I think it's because you've done it once with just 1 child, you focused on them, but then it's getting used to having to deal with a baby with a child around. And although Alfie was kind of at a good age, he was quite independent. It's not as if he was like potty training, but I did find it very difficult. Yeah, I can't lie about that. And then when I was pregnant with Harry, when Holly was 2, although I didn't know for many months, I found out when I was 20 weeks pregnant. I do have a video about that. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see all about that. But I found that transition just absolutely lovely. Although Harry was a massive surprise and it definitely wasn't planned, and he came at the worst time ever possible. But yeah, so when I was pregnant I found it like really exciting. I wasn't really nervous, to be honest. The thought of having 3 children really nerved me. It's like having a bloody wolf pack. I soon got the idea of it and thought, you know, this is what's going to happen. I have to deal with it. Unfortunately, I can't just run away from it and hide under a blanket and hope mum will sort it out. I have to deal with this by myself. And yeah, I found the transition just really easy. I didn't feel it was hard. I was fine going out the house. I'm pretty sure I took him to Aldi with me when he was like about 4 weeks old on my own. I can find it quite challenging, obviously, because Holly at the age she is, she's still quite demanding and still not very dependent because she's only 3. So that can sometimes be quite hard. But when it comes to actually being a parent to 3 children, the transition from 2 to 3, easy as anything. I mean, a lot of people warned me when I was pregnant with Harry that it's going to be the hardest thing in the world. I'm never going to get a break. I'm never going to sleep. I'm never going to be able to do this and that. Yeah, you know, it's kind of true. I mean, I don't know. I probably have about 2 showers a week. I have to kind of plan them out as well. I have to plan them around their naps and when they're kind of settled and when I know they're going to be settled. I can't just get in the shower spontaneously, which I think a lot of people, a lot of childless people really take for granted. don't take for granted your showers. Just get in whenever you want and just savor the moment, because when you have kids, that's going to go completely. And to be honest, you know, a lot of people try to warn me and say it's going to be such hard work, but realistically I don't really find it that hard. I think obviously again it's because I have to deal with it. I don't have much family around, so I have to kind of rely on myself, make sure that I'm doing everything right, and you know, sometimes I fuck up and that's fine, but I try my hardest every single day, and I think that's the best thing, you know, for my kids, as long as you try. And yeah, I'm kind of rambling on now, back to it. I know a lot of people, if they ever made a video about how to transition from, you know, 1 to 2 children to 3 children, they'd always say like, oh, routine is key, blah blah blah. My kids aren't really in a routine. I mean, I try and stick to like a basic routine of like dinner, bath, bed, but sometimes it's not always at the times that I want it to be, because you know, with Harry around and Holly being so sporadic as it is, being a toddler, there isn't any like set bedtime. It will just kind of be a routine that we stick to. It could be any time. Alfie could sometimes go to bed at 7:30, sometimes it's 8:30, sometimes it's 9:30 on a weekend. So you know, that can always be a bit everywhere. If you're wondering what this is on my hands, it's basically because I painted my metal fence outside my house black, and this is like tar, and there's no way it's coming off. But anyway, just thought I'd mention that in case anyone thought it was something, you know, baby-like. One of the reasons why I love the age gap between Alfie and Holly is because Alfie has always been just mine. Obviously, he doesn't have his father around, so he's always just been my child. And we've always been extremely, extremely close. And we had an entire 6 years together. And when obviously Holly came, that's when she kind of came in and ruined things, as Alfie would say. Siblings. But yeah, I think I had all those years with him, so I got to kind of savor the moment with him and just like, you know, take it all in, all his baby days and his toddler days. So yeah, I love that. So yeah, 1 to 2, definitely an emotional stage for me, only because of the age gap and obviously because of what happened with Alfie not having his dad around. It was much more like kind of like emotional time, whereas with Holly to Harry, I felt like it was more exciting. I was more nervous only because I was worried about what people had told me, and it kind of scared me into having, you know, 3 children. I like generally just think it was going to be the end of me. I thought they were just going to do me in. I'll be grey by now, but I'm really not, see? But yeah, that is me for today. I know it's a bit short and everything, but Harry's currently crying with Alfie and I need to kind of go console him. Holly's going to wake up any minute. I need to do dinner, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you'd like to know more about how to transition between like children and stuff, please leave comments down below because I'm happy to answer any. I feel like I didn't really ask anyone to ask any questions before I filmed this video, so I don't really know what people are after. But I hope I've covered some things about how, you know, what it's like from my own, you know, perspective and my own experience. So I'm going to go now and go deal with my tribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe because I post up to 3 videos per week. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!